Hey there everyone, it's Hillary of Creative Faith and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a really exciting new product to share with you guys, and it is called the Choose Joy Printable Devotion Journal. Now this Choose Joy kit actually used to be a physical kit in my Etsy shop, and I released it twice and it sold out like that both times. And so I thought it would be awesome to be able to provide it to you guys digitally so that everyone all over the world is able to enjoy it. And so if you go on Instagram and look at the hashtag CFC _ choose joy, you can see all the pictures of what I've posted so far in this little journal. And so I turned it into a digital kit, and I wanted to show you guys what it comes with and then do a little setup of how I'm going to be working in it. So the first thing, you get 3 PDF documents. And the first one is this instruction sheet. And so this is going to be kind of where you'll want to start. There's 2 different ways you guys can put together your journal. And so the first way is to print it as a book. So I included the exact same file I used to print this. And so the kind of trick to it is you have to make sure that you print it double-sided on flipping it on the short edge. And so I will insert a little screenshot here. So that is what it looked like on my printer when I printed it. Now I just printed it on normal paper because I already have it this way. But you could also print a cardstock cover, and so the only difference you would do is print pages 1 and 2, flip it on the short edge on cardstock, and then the rest of it on normal printer paper. So that is how you print it if you want it to look like this. So then it walks through how to go about printing it, and then you're just going to fold it in half like a booklet. And then you're going to use a long-edged stapler. Hiding down here on the floor. So this is a long edge stapler, and I will find one on Amazon for you guys and link that in the description box below so you guys can pick one up. It's a really great thing to invest in for your crafting. And then you just add a few staples. I found that 3 staples is the best. Sometimes I've tried it with 2 and it doesn't work very well. So I did 3. They're not super even, but that's okay. So then you have your Choose Joy journal. They are meant to be like a traveler's notebook sized. So then you just take a paper trimmer and trim off 1 inch, and you have your notebook. So that is one way to put together your Choose Joy Printable Devotion Journal. You could also take it to an office supply store and they could probably print it for you too. The second way that you can set up your Choose Joy Devotion Journal is using the cut-apart. So this is the other PDF document that your order comes with, and I will be sure to have this kit linked in the description box below. I also think I do have a few videos, at least 1, maybe 2 already, using this on my YouTube channel from a few years ago when I launched it, and so I'll link those down below also. So you can use the cut-aparts, and so these have the exact same prompts, the exact same questions, but they're in little boxes. So you can, they're called cut-aparts, you can cut them apart and glue them into a journal that you already have. And so I wanted to show you guys kind of 3 different journal ideas. So the first one, I wanted to make sure they were sized to fit in the Creative Faith Peonies notebooks. And these notebooks are available on Amazon. So if you're a Prime member, you get free shipping. They're really reasonably priced and they are so beautiful, you guys. The covers are soft and I love them so much. So these will be linked in the description box. So they are sized, these little boxes are sized to fit here. So you could cut them out and glue them on the top and journal down below. You could also use a plain craft traveler's notebook. So these notebooks are bound. You can see that. You could also use a craft traveler's notebook. I'll link these on Amazon below. They are stitched on the side, and so this would fit in there. And then you could also use a Happy Planner half sheets, and so they are also sized to fit the pages, the width of the pages in here. So that is another option. I do have a flip through of my Happy Planner devotion journal. I really love using this for my digital kits because it's easy to add more pages and continue working in the various devotions. And so in a little bit later in this video, I'm going to show you guys me setting it up in here. So you can cut them out and journal on underneath on a page using these. And you also get a really fun joy playlist. And then these are a few different titles that you guys could use. And then you also get 2 pages full of images. So look how beautiful these are. I draw and create all my own images for everything in my Etsy shop. And so I included these 2 that you can see came from the cover. And then Chase Joy was actually another title option I was considering, and so I wanted to give you guys that 2 down there that you could use. You got this big tip in that would be neat for writing a verse or a prayer on top of, and these little word phrases that match with the prompts that you can use. These both are verse bookmarks and they fit in the size of a 2-inch journaling Bible margin, so you could just glue these down if you wanted. There's little skinnier versions of these if you wanted to use those in your Bible margin. And I love all of these images. Again, they connect with the devotion content, so a lot of neat ideas on how to use those. And I do show some different ways of using these in my Word of the Year journal, which I will link that video in the description box below too, so you can check that out. So that is the Choose Joy Journal Printable Devotion Kit. I'm so excited to see what God's going to teach you guys as you go through it. And so now I'm going to put you on fast forward and do a little setup in my Happy Planner half sheets, which is where I will be working through it, in addition to finishing the physical one that I had printed 2 years ago. So kind of cool to see what God taught me then and what he's going to continue to teach me now. So I'll put you on fast forward.
Alright, so to get started, I am first making the cover page for the Choose Joy kit in my Happy Planner half sheets. I am using a really old wooden stamp set. It has these really fun polka dots because whenever I think of joy, I think of polka dots. And then I also cut out the Choose Joy heart image, and so I thought the pink and the yellow would go really well together, and that it would just be a really fun background idea and way to create some interest on the page. I also love that the pink matches the pink that is already on the border of the page that I am using. So I tried to pull and use colors that matched with the colors on the kit. You'll see I have that little paper on the left side of the image of the screen that I used as kind of my color palette for these next few pages that I did in my Happy Planner half sheets. And so then I am using a glue pen. I can't find these on Amazon anymore, so I'm not sure where you can get them, but I am adding the Choose Joy, glued that down, and then now I did the same technique on the back of that page and used a different color, a blue color, and I am adding the Joy playlist and the message from me. And so that'll be on the back side of the title. I'm using a Tombow tape runner, and I have that linked in the description box below for you guys to pick up on Amazon. It is my favorite tape runner by far, and so I love how this title front and back page ended up turning out. And I always have tabs that I love to put on the sides, and so I'm pulling out my Avery Ultra tabs. They are removable, and I'm using this really fun blue one, and I will link this one on Amazon. I also love the metallic and the sparkly ones too, so I love those Avery tabs. They're one of the staples in my journaling, so definitely check them out on Amazon below. I cut out the heart kind of tip-in image, and I am hole punching it. I do wish I would have put it on cardstock, but that's okay. And so I can use that for some additional journaling. It just pops right in using that Happy Planner punch. And then next I'm doing the list of reasons I have to be full of joy. Now, I thought I picked a pink color, and I did not think it was going to be as bright as it was. It turned out being like a neon color, and so I did reprint this after I finished filming, and I am going to color over it, or color the new one and then glue it over the top of this one, because it just turned out way too bright for me, and I was kind of sad about it. So even though the colors don't have to match perfectly, I just didn't love how neon it turned out. For the video, I keep it like this. And then this is one of my favorite alphabet and number stamp sets. It's from Amy Tangerine. I got it at Tuesday morning, and I am just using it to write out the numbers, and then later on, I don't do it on this video, but later on I can later off camera add in some different reasons that I have to be full of joy. And so again, using the same color I used to do the dots on the joy playlist page, that will be the one that's opposite of this. I also pulled out just a little bit of washi tape to decorate the bottom of the page, and then you'll see on the next page that I do, I use the same technique of just adding a little bit of washi tape on the other side. So now I'm going through and doing the back side of the page that I just did, and it is all about being joyful all the time and being full of complete joy. And so this verse from Esther 8:16, I don't end up writing out, but it's at the end of the story of Esther when the Jews were so thankful and happy that they didn't all get killed. And I love that verse, 1 Thessalonians 5:16, and so I wanted to just illustrate being full of joy all the time. And so I have this really cute little heart stamp, and I'm using the same pink that I used earlier, and I thought it would be fun to fill the jar with love. And it ended up turning out really busy, as you can see, but so I end up going over it with a black marker, and I love how this turned out. So you can think of all sorts of fun things to fill the jar of complete joy, like think of all sorts of fun things to fill it up with. So I love how the jar ended up turning out. And so I'm going to end up adhering it down to the page. And I did, though, like I mentioned, wanted to also add some washi tape. But before I do that, this is a really fun technique. I wanted the top to be the same color, but I didn't want to like just use the stamp block and just push it down on the top. And so since this ink reacts with water, I smushed some of the ink pad onto my clear acrylic block and then got it wet and used it as a watercolor. And so I love this technique, and I think it turned out so cool. And so this is definitely something neat for you guys to try out too, to be able to use the same color in multiple spots on your page. So you can use ink pads as watercolors if you want it to kind of color coordinate and match a little bit more. And so now I am using washi tape, like I mentioned, to frame the top and bottom of the page. I think it's something really fun to do, and just adds a little bit more of a layered look, and I love washi tape. So anytime I have an opportunity to use it, I take advantage of that. And so now I have kind of that same pink color on the bottom of the page in the jar with the hearts, and the top of the page with the journaling questions. So next I took the same really cute Amy Tangerine stamps and I stamped out Rejoice Always, which is the 1 Thessalonians 5:16 Bible verse. It is one of my favorite Bible verses and just such a great reminder for us that when times are good, like at the end of the story of Esther, and also when times are hard, for us to rejoice always. And I did cut out the rest of me stamping the word just because this video is getting kind of long. And then I wrote out a prayer in the space underneath, just asking God in this year to fill me with complete joy, whether things are going well or whether things are challenging. So I am so excited to see how you guys use this kit. I'm excited to re-release it and just excited to really think about joy in 2020 and all the things that we have to be happy about. And so I hope you guys will head to my Etsy shop and pick it up. Join us. Again, it is on sale, so grab it while it's still on sale, you guys. You don't want to miss out. And then I am just showing you how I put it in a little flip through. And yeah, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Check out all the links in the description box below. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.